Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to do another Leetcode today, and in this video we're going to do the contains duplicate problem. And in this problem we're given an integer array of nums, and we need to return true if any value appears at least twice in the array. So return false if every element is distinct. So we have a few examples here. The first example, we have a nums array of 1 2 3 1, and as you can see 1 appears twice, so the output is true. For the second example, we have a nums array of 1 2 3 and 4, and as you can see all the elements are unique, they are all distinct, they only appear once, so the output is false. And for the third example, it's a bit long array, but you can see there are few numbers here that appear more than once, and in this scenario the output is true as well. So we only need to check for the value that appears at least twice. So in order to solve this solution, the simple brute force solution is basically you can just iterate through this numbers array, and while you're going through each loop you can just check the rest and see if we find anything that matches the current iteration. So let's just code that up and I can show you how it looks like. So you have an outer loop of 0, let I equal 0, I is less than nums dot length, then I plus plus. So you have another loop inside this loop and say let j, and this time we're going to say I plus 1 because we're only going to look at the rest of the array, and then j is less than nums dot length, then j plus plus. And then in that inner loop we just check if nums I is equal to nums j, and then we can return true. Okay, so if we go through these two loops and we don't find anything, that means there are no duplicates and we can just return false. So this is the simplest solution. Let's just run this and see if we get to pass our test cases. And as you can see, we have all the test cases are passed. Let's submit it and see if this is accepted. So you can see we have an accepted solution here, and the runtime complexity, since it's using a double loop, we have a time complexity of O of n squared and the space complexity of O of 1, or constant space complexity, because we're not really using any extra memory here. So that's the simplest solution. In order to optimize this in terms of speed, what we can do is we can actually utilize a data structure. We can utilize maybe a set. Let's just call it scene equals new set, and then in the outer loop I'm just going to use a let of instead, let num of nums, and then what we can do is we can just check if we have seen that number. So we can use the has method, and we say if we've seen that number, then we can say return true. Else we can just add that number now since we've come across that number. So you can just say scene dot add num, then we can just remove this inner loop, and that will be a faster runtime. So let's just run this and see if we can pass the test case. We do. Let's submit it, and we have an accepted solution. So you can use a set and just see whether we've come across that number. If not, just add it to the set. So once we've seen a duplicate, we can return true, and then if we don't, we just return false. So this solution has a runtime of O of n, so linear runtime, and we also have a space complexity of O of n because we have this set data structure which we will have to add the numbers, and in terms of worst case scenario, we could end up adding a lot of numbers as this nums array size increases. So those are the two solutions, and we have come to the end of this video. And if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions about this problem, feel free to drop a comment down below. We're going to do more of these Leetcodes in the future, and you'll stay tuned for that. I will see you in the next video.